Well, I'm not really a man and freshwater eater, but when you catch them like we did yesterday, you gotta try. I always try different ways to find out a way that I like it. And this big one right here, he was exactly 12 inches long, thick joker too. And these all got a lot of meat on them, so finna skill them and figure out me a way that I will like them. And this is another thing, we only kept like, between me and Odell together, we had like 27 total. You can keep like 30 per person, but why waste them? Like them guys catching all them 100 fish and 50, 60 fish, that's against the law, one thing. And another thing, if they do in there every day, they don't realize how bad they're hurting themselves, because when they go down there, they won't be able to find any fish, and then they'll be looking stupid and complaining about it. So that's the thing, have sense. If you're gonna do something, do it the right way. Look out for yourself, your future, the fish future, and your kids' future, so they'll have something to catch. But this is what I want you to see. This fish right here have knocked a lot of jokers out. And everybody say, man, you got some big hands. Let me show you this here. Look at that, with my fingers spread apart. That'll let you know how big some of them brims were. So that's not faking. You can see it for yourself right here. Some big jokers. I'm gonna set him right down in the grease. That'll be Roger Henry's favorite way. Cooking, a lot of stuff I do is from being around old people. You know, they learned the old school way. And so it's not, I don't get the credit for it. I'm doing it now and I'm using it, and I'm glad I paid attention. But a lot of the stuff that I do from the old school. And it's good too. I had to do this so people wouldn't think I was lying. This is one of the brims. Like I said, you can see it's a brim. I tried them different ways because, like I said, I'm not a freshwater man. I prefer saltwater. So I just wanted to do this. I cooked some butterfly. I got some cut with the slab down the middle. I got some filleted. I'm doing it all different ways. See which way tastes the best for me. This is one of the main things right here too, that for somebody that don't like freshwater fish, is something that old school told me, that they always mix some salty water. Not really salt, but about how much salt you put on this amount of fish. Put a little bit of salt in your water, cold water. I'm getting ready to throw some ice in there. And I'm gonna show you the different ways I got it cut. Like I said, this is the old big boy. Got him just split down the middle, butterflied. Then I got some that's just straight to fillets, you know, normal. Then I got this guy here. I got him ripped up, got the cuts where the grease can get in there with some breader, give it more season, more flavor. And then I got, oh, this is another thing. Like I said, I got the straight fillets too. Like I said, these are some nice big fillets. There's a lot of meat on them. But this is something that a lot of people sleeps on. This fish here is butterfly, straight down the middle from head to tail. And butterfly open the whole thing like this here. But the typical way people butterfly fish is like this, where they'll cut the head off, they'll flap that side right there, and flap it over like this here. And so you got just meat on that one side and the skeleton on this side. But let me tell you something, a lot of people will know this here. When you cook this fish, that thin membrane of meat that's left on this bone on this side, that's the best piece of all. And I can't believe a lot of people sleep on it. So anytime I butterfly fish, this is something my Aunt Gracie told me also. You throw this in there. See that thin membrane of meat? Now you're going to get it on both sides. That's the best thing right there. You can cut this rib cage out, but it's got some on it too. A lot of people eat the scales and they fry up like pork skins, but I don't. I just didn't have I didn't want to get my knife dull by cutting them off. But like I said, this thin membrane of meat right here, get on, there gonna fly. That thin membrane of meat and that thin membrane right there on the rib cage, you bread this up just like if it was a fish, and you fry that. Like I said, a lot of people sleep on this right here. If you can fillet it, even if you can fillet the meat off both sides, like I did this one here, always spread this here up and throw it in. Because that's golden right there. That little thin membrane is the best thing. You may end up just throwing the filet away, eating that. Then most people do this overnight, but I'm going to give it maybe 30 minutes to an hour. Put some ice in there in the salt water, and I just cover it up on the counter. Let it sit there, so maybe like 30 minutes to an hour, and they're gonna hit the grease. Okay, we at the final stage of this catch and cook, as they say. Didn't quite have the amount of grease that I wanted, but as you can see, it's good and hot. Not taking long, but as soon as it's hitting the bottom. I do my own little brittle mix too, like everything else I do. Don't take long. Take a little pause and I'll pour you out. I'll call you, get you back whenever I pull it out. Look at that old greedy brim hogging the whole frying pan by itself. Ought to be ashamed of itself. Ought not be that way. Look at him being greedy. Got all that pan to itself. For people that like freshwater fish, that would be getting excited right now, but I'm still not, because it's just a funny taste to me. I'll see if I've covered it. We got a party going on next door, so they're having a good old time. I might carry them some. Mr. Greedy Man still in there. Pick up the whole pan. Look at there. The last is about to come out. And as you can see, you got one that's butterfly right there. Old school with the meat flapping off. You got two skeletons right there. And I'll show you, that's some good eating. This is one of those skeletons I was telling you about, with that little thin membrane of meat on it. And watch this. This is what you want. That right there. That gets thrown away, but that's the best part. And you can get off the rib cage. Look at there. It's so good because it's got so much bread and seasoning with it versus the thick pieces of meat. And this is the end, as you can see. Grayson and Bryson even loved it. They even ate a lot of it. The end.